there is an esoteric saying, which is, as above, so below. The concept is interesting as we observe the sky, which is enormous new discovery throughout the universe, and as we're paying attention more to our Earth. As we have entered a new age in the 21st century, it's indeed interesting to see this division about as above, so below. I'm Agneta Borstein. I'm an astrologer, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to my program, From the Sky to Earth. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the spring equinox. Happy, happy spring, almost. Sometimes there is just a lot in astrology that sounds like, why do we start the season when the sun is 0 degree in Aries? Well, that goes back, way back when, which you can listen to another show, the story about the sky, or from the sky. So basically, there's different systems in astrology, and what we are known here for, what we use the most, even though I am adapt to other systems too, is the fact when the spring starts, everything starts anew. In parentheses, climate change that might exist, might not, and how we always take the integration of El Nino and whose fault is it. We don't go there because we just adjust to now is springtime and now is summer and the fall and the winter solstice. So at the time when the sun stands still on the ecliptic is that the fact now we will go into longer days. And of course, the distance is all that depends on, and the speed and all that stuff. That is astronomical. But we do use, so areas in the point, we take a chart, and stay with me because we're going to go through all the zodiac signs today. But first, we're going to look at this chart that is the vernal equinox for 2016. That is March 20th, 2016. We always do it as Washington because that's where the rulers are at. And it's at 12:31 a.m. This chart shows quite a bit of planets still in the lower section of here. And here means that the 0 degree of Aries is a new beginning. We have quite a few lineup of Pisces. This is the symbol of Venus. Don't be nervous. Venus is love. Neptune is the way that we see trusting faith, having the individuality of being in love a little bit, if you happen to be a Pisces. This is a new asteroid named Chiron, and they are very close to what we call the south node of what is in the past. So if anybody of you listen to this point of my talk here, then there's a lot of integration to let the past go and moving forward to brighter days. We have the sun, as I mentioned in the sun, but Mercury is also still in Pisces. Every so often the sky moves in its own way and interacts in different ways. So Mercury is also in Pisces at this point. Now, as you can see, when we go all the way up to the other side, we have the planet Jupiter in Virgo. And Jupiter is a lot of expansion. So in that process over the next few years, there will be some part of confusion because of a Saturn in the sky here. Saturn challenges this Neptune down here as, you know, they do a conflict. But when we study this chart, I as an astrologer don't really care for this Mars in Sagittarius right on the ascendant. It just shows that if we do turn on whatever TV channel, there happen to be a presidential election, and there is a lot of fights going on. And I do think they will continue throughout whenever the decision, but at last into another 2-3 months, it will continue being uncomfortable at times. So with that, this little pattern here, for you, the audience who have never seen a chart, don't get worried. You can look it up, your own chart, if you want to, under www.alabe.com. Just to say that this is a pattern that is quite, every chart is different, but this is the election chart that we have done for the time of 12:31 a.m. for this event that we then take what's happening next. So you have this interaction that goes on. Matter of fact, we are, in that process, there is an, of the eclipse patterns too. That was March 8th and March 23rd. So the intensity in March are stronger than some other times. So we're going to have a little fun and look at each zodiac signs. And in that, some zodiacs, as we can see this pattern, are not as affected as another sign. So when